I'm Stephen, the man with the mustache, and welcome to The Creative Arts Show. This is the show where we aim to promote the creative arts industry and highlight the wonderful people that work within it. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any episodes coming up in the future. But most importantly, share this content because we're really trying to create awareness for an industry that really needs our help. An industry that's been hurt by the coronavirus pandemic. By sharing this video, you're going to help those that work within the industry, and we'd really appreciate it. Joining us today is Simon Bainbridge. Simon is an amazing costume and prop designer. Let's have a chat. Well, Simon, thank you so much for joining us on the show, and I hope you're in lockdown, living it up as much as you can, and thanks for joining us. How are you going?
Yeah, not too bad, yeah.
Yeah, very good. So tell the viewers at home, what is it you do? And
well, I make props and costumes for
Wonderful.
film, television, theatre. I've been doing it for over 20 years.
Excellent.
So pretty much anything at all that people want, I make. From, crazy mascot costumes to I've made all of the costumes for Princess of the Night and all of the props and costumes for that show for the last 6 or so years.
Excellent. What is some of your favourite work that you've done?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't have any. I've done so much. I don't know if there's anything that stands out particularly. I make a lot of puppets. Anything to do with puppetry, I'm quite happy with. I've pretty much the only work I've done this year is actually for a school training thing. It's Harold the Giraffe puppet, which I've had to make multiples of so they can travel around teaching kids.
Harold the Giraffe. Actually, I know Harold the Giraffe because we got it at school 20 years ago. He used to.
It's been going for a very long time. Yeah.
The health ed van or whatever it is. That goes to visit schools. Yes.
Yeah, my nephews definitely and my niece have definitely seen it, and I revamped it, and I think that the original one was a little bit scary because it's gotten a bit old and tattered.
Oh right.
So yeah, anything to do with puppetry, I in particular. But yeah, what I do is so varied that there's no particular one particular area that I love more than others.
For sure. And are you a puppeteer yourself, or you just strictly design them?
One of the things that I did do while in lockdown is, you can see behind me is the theatre. I made a portable fold-up puppet theatre with the intention, again, of going out and doing some puppetry stuff, but not for, I wouldn't think until, probably next year before I'll be able to do anything with it.
You've got some plans ahead of you, but obviously have been cut short or, very limited by the coronavirus pandemic. So how's it sort of affected you and your operation?
Well, it's pretty much put everything on hold. There's absolutely nothing because the type of work that I do is theatre work, film, television. The last sort of probably 2 years, I've been doing quite a lot of costumes for drag queens, just as a different side of things. And of course, all those venues have closed down, so there's absolutely there's no areas that are, and also school. I do stuff for schools for their productions, which again closed down. So until theatres and film productions start up again, I'm sort of here filling my time in as best I can. Yeah,
and how have you been filling that time? What have you been up to?
As I said, I've done a little bit of work, but there hasn't been a lot out there. I made masks for a little while for people, but lately I've been making puppets for myself. I've been with that intention that going forward that I'll be doing something next year. But in the short term, I've started similar to this show. I'm doing working on something that'll go on hopefully onto YouTube, puppet based. So. That's filling my time at the moment.
Yeah, cool.
Learning some new skills on editing and blue screen and all the fun games of all that sort of stuff.
Excellent stuff.
All by myself.
And that's what I was going to ask. Have you ever picked up any new skills or anything else that you've ventured out into? But obviously, the creative world is the possibilities are endless, and with the internet and so on, we're able to really learn a thing or two. And for you to branch out and do some puppet shows online will be pretty cool, I think. Yeah,
the internet. I don't know that how we would get away without having internet with lockdown because there is so much available, not just pre-recorded stuff that you can watch, but also if you need to learn anything, it's there.
For sure.
And in particular, LumaFusion, I don't know if it's a new program, it's an editing program, and I've watched, I think, every single video on how to, and there's all these tips and tricks and things that sort of just to help cut cut corners and make it a little bit easier. So I think without that, I don't know, I'd be sitting twiddling with them, or go mad probably, not knowing how to do it.
How do you sort of see the future of your business changing because of the coronavirus pandemic? You know, obviously venues and productions and events will have to change the way they do things, you know, in terms of the costume world and how you make costumes and how you interact with people. How's that all going to change?
Well, that's a big question, because it's a very hands-on thing. It's certainly the costume part of it, that to fit costumes, you actually need to be in the room with a person. So I think that it's either the future of costuming is that everyone's going to be wearing very loose outfits that don't fit very well, or they're going to have to learn how to self-adjust. But I'm not sure. Until theatres, that's the other thing, until theatres and actual productions start up again, we don't know what the deal is. I've heard lots of talk about putting there'll need to be a screen at the front of the stage to stop, anything getting either from the audience or the performers to the audience.
Yes.
But then what between performers do they, I think.
How they interact.
Until we can do testing is the other thing, is if we can do home testing or at least rapid testing. I think that will make a big difference, and I'm hoping that that's not too far around the corner to at least test. It may not be a cure, but at least if everyone before a performance can test it and they know that they're going to be safe on stage, then that's going to make a big difference to
100%
how it works. Or else we'll all have to wear hazmat suits is the other thing.
Yeah,
full body suits when we're performing.
And how concerned are you with how you're going to carry out your operations and so on? Are you worried that you have to change how you operate day to day, or will you just sort of roll with the punches and see what happens as it comes?
Well, I've pretty much written off this year that I don't think that we're going to be doing very much as far as the arts in theatres for this year. We're already talking for next year as far as a few different options of things, but. I think I think a lot of people have got to be thinking maybe there's going to have to be an alternative career for the moment until everything's back to normal. I'm lucky that I'm fairly versatile as far as that I could be making clothing or be making things for other industry that I could switch across. It doesn't necessarily, but it's not what I want to do. I want to obviously stay in the arts. I need to be sort of creative. And whether online is the thing, whether they, that will be more of a future plan for me. Just that it's very hard to make money online.
Yes.
To actually find, YouTube, it could be 6 months before you actually can monetize. Unfortunately, the thing with puppets is it's seen as children's entertainment, and that's now been almost completely demonetised, or very hard to actually make any money that way. So I would have to have an alternative, money stream, or a platform that's selling other products or something else. So good, but
now they're just some of the challenges in the costume world. But I do know you've been working on Princes of the Night, and Princes of the Night would usually do tours this year, but it did so last year. And one of the problems was the logistics of the costumes. You had 15 suitcases or something that you had to transport.
Yeah, it's a big show. Certainly, it's a big show, and it's weird that because people say, what do you do? And I said, I do the dressing sometimes for a show, Prince of the Night. And they said, well, what possibly do you do? Well, it's one of the biggest wardrobes of shows. It's got so many costumes. And that's, one of the great things about the show is that it is, very rich. It's just video and sound, but also the costumes and obviously the performances are really good. So to actually get the show on the road, we've got to pack everything from Crown, transport all of those suitcases, keep tabs of every single suitcase. The last tour we did, one of the suitcases were missing. It ended up, we got left in one of the cabs, and it ended up, we found it at a police station, and everything was fine, which is good, but it's still, that's a nightmare of the following week we had a show that we had to do, and it's like, well, if we don't get the costumes back, what do? We don't have replacements, so that was good that at least that worked out fine. But and the logistics of next, if we tour next year, there's potentially doing multiple tours in different states.
Well, that's very good. Do you have any puppets you can show us? Any?
Well, I've got one. I actually do have two things that. One thing that I missed out on earlier in the year, I was asked to make my niece's school was doing Lord of the Flies, and they needed a full-sized dead pig
Okay.
that they cut the head off.
The pig's head, of course.
So back in March, I started making that, and they said, "Oh no, it's still going ahead, still going ahead." So I kept making it, and finished everything. And it's like, no, we're not doing it anymore. We're now going to do it as a radio play. I thought, oh, okay. So I've now got. I'll show you the head of it that I still have. So
that's what's that made out of? Latex or something? It's
latex
lifelike.
and foam. Yes. So it's got a rod here that comes out of the rest of the body's over there. But so that's one of the things that's waiting for them to collect when it's all clear, and I'm guessing they'll use it next year or some other time. But yes. And then this is the show that I'm working on. The idea is that it's a talent show that anyone can participate in.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to ask people is to actually send me recordings of them singing, and then I'll use the vocal of that, make a puppet that works with that.
Okay.
So it's similar to the Masked Singer, except the singer's never revealed.
Right.
So if you are a terrible singer, it doesn't matter, because no one will ever know that you're a terrible singer, because it will be the face of a different character.
Well, then in that case, I might put my voice forward. So.
Oh, really? You've got a really good voice, have you?
Really?
You think you've got a really good voice? That's the difference.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Anyway, so this is the host.
Oh, there we go. He's a kangaroo.
So, no, he's a dingo, actually.
Dingo. Oh, sorry.
I can see him. Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's very nice. I like the bow tie, the doggy bow tie.
Little doggy bow tie, yeah. So
the bone bow tie.
So I'm still working on his voice and all that sort of stuff, but it's,
yep.
He's going to be...
Looks like a bit of fun at your place, during lockdown.
Yeah, well,
lots of characters keeping you busy.
One of the benefits is that I can entertain myself. It's something else.
Pig's head might be a bit scary in the middle of the night, but that's...
Yeah.
That's great. So, New Year's Eve celebrations. What do you think is going to happen around New Year's Eve?
I think it'll be a big sigh.
Yeah.
Right at midnight that 2020 is finally behind us.
Yeah.
And I think that the phrase of 2020 vision will certainly come into use in a completely different way, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Until then, who knows whether it's just going to be more of the same.
Yeah, hopefully we're back out there performing, and you're creating costumes for amazing productions sooner rather than later. And speaking of performances and getting out there, I heard that towards the end of the year you put on a bit of a Christmas display for the neighbourhood. I
do, yes. I'm a big Christmas nut. Put on lots of lights and big props and things in the front windows. So yes, I definitely enjoy that. How
long does that take you to organise all that?
It's a couple of days of putting it together. It's not. I'm not as crazy as some people. I'm not. It's not millions of lights. It's a few large items that are just need to be plugged in, and the lights across the top. So it's more the size, and each of those items have got lots of lights in them. So it's just that's whereas some people that spend 3 months stringing lights and
lights.
Yes, which I love, and I quite often at Christmas I'll drive around looking for those and just think, oh no, there's kindred spirit living there that's got the same sort of nutty Christmas spirit. Yeah,
amazing stuff. Now, thank you for joining us on the show, and always on the show we like to finish on a light note, and we play a little game with our guests. So, would you be down for a little bit of fun?
Why not?
Now, Simon, welcome to the game called Keep, Amend or Trash. Now, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be reviewing some items of clothing, costumes, dress-ups, whatever you want to call it, and you're going to be telling me if we're going to keep it, amend it, or just throw it in the trash. You ready to play?
Sure.
All right, very good. Let's start with number one. Number one, it seems to be a one-piece swimsuit with male body hair. What do you think? Keep, amend, or trash?
I think trash.
Yeah, I agree. Would you amend it at all? Would you maybe put more hair or less hair, or just throw it in the bin?
Well, I think if it had real hair, I've had to make nude suits in the past.
Yeah.
But that certainly the back section looks terrible. It's just I think
it's not appealing at all.
I don't understand why you would ever. At least if you're amending it, make the skin colour the same.
Yeah, exactly right.
Because they look real. It's sort of, you know.
Oh, but real hair, I like that idea. I like the idea of real hair. All right, number 2.
Well, no, I do like that.
This
I'll
is this is a
that.
jacket
Like,
of gloves, and looks like you're being hugged by a number of people. We're going to keep this one?
No, I do. I definitely keep that one. I like that. I've been wanting to make for a long time a coat of arms. And it was going to be similar to that. It was going to be just a lot of arms wrap around and hang on the thing. So that's what I would call that.
The coat of arms. I love that.
The puffy coat of arms, yeah.
All right, excellent stuff. Number 3, we've got some cowboy sandals. So when you go into the beach and you're a cowboy, you put on your cowboy sandals.
Yeah, sorry, trash.
All right, let's look at number 4. Some lacy, some lacy suits.
Yeah, I don't mind. No, I'd say keep. I think they're fine.
No worries. It'd breathe easy in the summer.
I don't know who would wear them though.
Yeah, no. I
think an 80s party or something or other. They don't seem to be modern.
Some sort of retro dress up.
It's very retro. All the white socks and white sneakers certainly make it
very
more 80s than anything.
Yeah, very good.
It's good.
Number 5, my personal favourite, see-through pants.
Again, why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know, but
no, trash.
You know,
absolute trash. They're similar to the ones. Have you seen the jeans where they've shredded them so much that it's actually just the pockets and the waistband?
Yeah.
And they're about $5,000 or something ridiculous.
There you go.
It's just
one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Definitely trash.
Now, the biggest issue with this one is the underwear. What underwear you would wear?
Well, yes. It's sort of, and why not just wear the underwear and not the jeans? They're not covering anything.
If you wore number 5 with number 1, the one-piece swimsuit, then I don't know. Yeah, no, throw it in the bin. Number 6, I don't know what these are. These are like. These are, I don't know, maybe you can help me with this.
What? I'm guessing they're removable legs for your jeans, but what's the gap? I'm not sure why.
I don't know, is that all part of the, would you amend that? I'd throw this in the bin, I wouldn't wear this.
Yes, I again don't see either if you cut them as Daisy Dukes, so they're actually proper jean shorts.
Well, is this the Daisy Dukes of...
Well, but they're they're Daisy Don'ts.
Daisy Don'ts. Number 7. Now, my friends wore this on Halloween last year and they got a lot of great comments. I
love these.
Yeah, great costume.
There's lots around that are much more complicated that wear the proper fur and proper costumes and everything. Yeah. So this is obviously an inflatable version. But no, I love all that sort of stuff, all the inflatable.
It's very creative, very funny. And
trick. Yeah, there's lots of ones where it's a cage, where you're carrying a cage and you're actually in the cage. It's like a monster holding onto the cage. So, yeah, no.
That's awesome.
Definitely keep.
Now, the next 3, you might recognise this person, but these are my costumes from the last 3 Halloweens. So let's go through them. This one, me and my girlfriend here, we dressed up as pandas for a party. How did I do? Yes,
good. Now, good, but I, again, probably would have worn a fleecy top rather than a singlet.
Well, mind you, I work, at this point in time, I'm working on a cruise ship and I was very limited with what I had. So had to make do.
Well, no, that's extra points then if you're on a cruise ship and you came up with that, so no, that's fine.
Pandemonium.
Definitely keep.
Number 9, this is my take on Detective Pikachu. I found a detective hat and a Pikachu onesie. You could probably get a more, mind you, the onesie cost me $20. Would you keep a manual track?
So I think you've put the price on what the quality is and what you get for. So yeah, fine is a yellow onesie, but yes, I think lacking in creativity.
Yeah. Maybe amend and spend a bit more money and stop being stingy on the costume.
I think, yes, if you bought an inflatable ball and walked around inside it like you'd been caught in the,
hamster ball
sphere of it, yeah, then maybe, but no, I think that's...
All right.
Probably, at least it would need an amend rather than a trash.
Yes. Number 10, I was a burger boy in West Hollywood last year, and we were...
Oh, yeah.
They have a big... on Santa Monica Boulevard, they have a big parade there, and we went down there and I dressed up as a burger boy. This was last minute you know, I got a hat from In-N-Out Burger there, and an apron from Target, and a spatula.
No, I think, Keith, that's a good...
Yeah. So do I. I like this one. To be honest, this was very easy to make, and it actually turned out as one of my best costumes I've ever had, I think.
And people will know straight away. Like, again, the costume's good if you straight away can recognise what it is supposed to be. Or unless they're so obscure that you need to, be told. And sometimes it's very clever. Some people do very, very clever costumes. But no, that's a keeper.
Yes, very good. All right, I thought we'd go out with my favourite one, number 10. And thanks for playing. That takes us to the end. So, Simon, thank you very much for joining us on the show. And
lovely to chat with you.
And good luck to you. And thank you for all your contributions in the industry. And we hope that we're up and running very soon, and that we can go out there and be as business as usual. Definitely.
Look forward to it. Thanks 100%. A lot.
No worries. Thank you, Simon. Take care.
All right. Thanks. See ya.
Well, thank you to Simon for joining us today and giving us a look at the world of costumes and props. And thanks for rating those costumes at the end there, and not wanting to throw out mine. I really appreciate it. But make sure you like this video, hit that thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel as well so you don't miss any videos coming up in the future. But more importantly, like I said earlier, share this video, share this content, because we're really trying to help an industry that needs it. Once again, I'm Stephen, the man with the mustache. We'll catch you next time on The Creative Arts Show.